I'm going to begin with question number 1, which is how many students received each of the possible scores on the WPST. The WPST is actually scored by 2 people. Each person can give a score from 2 to 5, so the total scores can range from 4 to 10, with a 7 considered to be a passing score. The worksheet asks for you to paste 2 things. One is the screenshot of the compiled data, that would be the frequency for a 4 and the frequency for a 5 and so on, and then also a screenshot of the formula bar itself. So I want to show you how to have Excel compute the calculations, as well as how you get it to do the copy paste. So in the spreadsheet itself, I've already gone through and I've made some of the columns narrower. Our WPST score data is in column G, and that's the one that we really want to focus on for this particular question. So what I'm going to do to initiate the frequency counts is I'm going to go over to N3, cell N3, although you could go anywhere on the spreadsheet, and I'm just going to type in the word score. And then in O3, I'm going to type in the word frequency. So again, this can be anywhere on the spreadsheet. And then my scores can be 4 through 10. So I'm just going to type in the options. And then I'm going to click on cell O4 because that's the first cell in which I would like the frequency posted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to formulas, and under formulas, kind of over on the right, it gives you an insert function option. And what you can do is type in the word frequency and click go, and that will bring it up for you. So you can select it and click OK. And then it brings up a window in which it kind of takes you through what you need to do in order to have Excel understand what you're asking. So we're going to need 2 inputs. The first is called a data array, and that tells Excel what data will the counts come from. And then the bins array tell us what are the possible choices. So for data array, what we're going to do is click on this button over here on the right, and it partly closes the window, and that allows us to go back into the spreadsheet itself, starting with cell G2, and we're going to drag all the way down to cell G101, which will be the last cell that actually has WPST data. So once I get down to the last cell, I let go of the mouse and I hit enter, and that puts the range of G2 colon G101 inside that box. Then for bins array, I'm going to click that little button on the right again. And this time I'm going to scroll back up to the top of my spreadsheet over to where I typed in the scores 4 through 10. And I'm just going to select all of those, let go, hit enter, and it put in the range of N4 colon N10. And that's all I need to do, so I'm going to click OK. So the formula is entered, or the function is entered, and it shows me that 4 people had a score of 28. I would also like the scores to be applied to the other values here, so what I'm going to do is click back on the 28, keep my mouse down, and select all of the values that are listed. And then what I'm going to do is come up here to the formula bar, which is up here where it has the equals frequency and then the rest of the information. And I'm going to click to the right of the last parentheses. And then on a Windows, you hit Control Shift Enter. And that adds a set of, well, they're really set notations to the left and to the right. If you're on a Mac, you hit the Command and Return to do the same thing. And once you do that, then over here on the right, it applied that same formula to all of the values that are there. So it means there are 14 people who received a score of 5, 10 people who received a score of 6, and so on. On the worksheet, it asks for a screenshot of the frequency data. So if you just select all of this right here and copy it, and then go back to your worksheet, you can paste that in. And then it also asks for a screenshot showing the functions. So if you go back to your spreadsheet, unfortunately, if you try to just click here, it gets rid of the set notation, so you can't just do the normal copy and paste. What you need to do, is go back there, and you actually need to take a screen picture. So you can either hit print screen or Command Shift 4 on a Mac, or in my case I use a screen capture program, a free one called Screen Hunter, and I'm just going to click and drag, and that copies it to the clipboard of the computer. From there I can come over to my document and paste that function in there, and that's all that the worksheet is asking for.